What is up, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Zero here, bringing you all a brand new live stream, that being Horror Theory. Welcome, everybody. As everybody's coming in here, I want to welcome everybody in to the show. And I got a lot of things to talk about here in this episode of Horror Theory. A lot of stuff that I just want to kind of jump right into, guys. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day, night. Appreciate all of you for being here. Welcome, everybody, to Horror Theory, the best horror-related show here on YouTube. And I'm super excited about our episode here today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's get into it. As I had mentioned to you guys, I'm Zero. And the way that the show works, guys, and the way that we have Horror Theory structured is we have some predetermined topics that we're going to go over and in depth, in detail. And then at the end of the show, we're going to take your live questions. And how you can get a question answered on the show, it's really simple. There is a link in the description down below. It's a tip link that helps out the show, but it also gets your comment or your question answered on the show as long as we deem it appropriate to do so. And what's really cool about that tip link, though, is it's good 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you miss the live show and you're watching this as a VOD, you can use that tip link and we will answer your question on the next show. With that down and out of the way, guys, let's get into our first topic, shall we? Let me just switch screens here, ladies and gentlemen. And here's what we're going to talk about. You know, guys, I've got a lot of things that I want to talk about on this episode of Horror Theory, and I want to start with this. Dying Light the Beast is one of my most anticipated horror games up and coming here. It's, right around the corner, just in August, guys. I cannot wait to get our hands on this title. And what I want to talk about, though, is about some gameplay that came out from Dying Light's official YouTube channel. And I want to break down the gameplay and see all the things. We'll kind of pause it as we go and talk about it. And I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. So let's get into it. So start off here. First and foremost, the graphics look spectacular. Look outstanding. Just the environments. And, all the things that we've seen so far from Dying Light the Beast so far, the character models look great. The zombie models look really good. Weapons, some of the weapons and the weapon animations, you can see, like, when he's running here, it looks almost like something from Dying Light 1. Some of those animations. Then we get some parkour. There we go. It looks so good, dude. Slide. Slapping some zombies for sure. It seems like you're really going to be able to traverse the world. That was interesting. So it almost looked like the zombie just got more pissed off after you hit it one time. So you got the dodge mechanics. We certainly saw him dodge, like, backwards. I wonder how open, like, this world... I mean, you can already tell that the world is really open. Seems like you're going to be able to go into a number of different buildings, different places. And I'm hoping that you know, is very relevant, more so in this game than even the original 2. In this game, we're going to be dealing with the Baron. Classic jump scares. Kicked him out the window. I love that. I love that the kick animation looks great. Axe, let's go. I just can't get over how great the world looks compared to like the first Dying Light and the second one. Because, you know, guys, like for me, the first Dying Light, I thought was like, okay. I'm like, okay, this is an interesting concept. It's very different. And it's really unique. It kind of reminded me of how different State of Decay was, you know, as like a zombie simulation title. This was different in a way where it's zombies, but it's, you know, parkour. It's got, you know, just different ways to traverse the world. And I loved it. I was like, I loved it. I shouldn't say I loved it with the first game. I loved it with the second game. And after the second game, I was totally bought into this franchise. I really feel like Dying Light kind of set the stage of like this niche title. Then you get to the second game and they kind of doubled down on it and they really refined it, that being Techland. And now this is I believe a full-blown franchise without question. We're at nighttime now. This is where it's going to get real interesting. There's some people asking the question, like, is Dying Light the Beast worth the $60 price tag? And, you know, from everything I've seen so far, guys, I think that it looks like it's absolutely going to be worth it. I believe this is going to be a 20-hour story, you know, campaign, co-op. Now, what's going to be interesting, I love this night vision or heat scopes or whatever. 20-hour campaign. Awesome. I love that I guess one of the things I'm wondering, obviously we got co-op coming back, which is going to be great. I can't wait to co-stream this with a couple of buddies and stuff. But what's really interesting is with this open world element, this might give us like just hundreds of hours, you know, 20 hours to beat the game, but then to go back through. Okay, I love this. You're able to hide in bushes or, you know, in like tall grass, leaves, whatever it is, tree branches. Some of the stuff seems similar from Dying Light 2, but definitely some differences as well. So it's like a scanner. Okay, I love that. I love that we're getting, you know, Kyle Crane again as our main protagonist. I think he's a great character. My biggest question, though, is are they going... And maybe Techland already mentioned this. I just didn't see it yet, guys, or hear it. I'm wondering if they're going to have post-launch content that they add on, like DLC. Maybe it's like free DLC. Maybe it's paid DLC. The other thing that's interesting is I love that it seems like they are going to have a variety of different types of zombies. Nighttime looks like, even in the daytime, it looks like it's going to be pretty creepy because of going into some of those abandoned buildings, apartments, and things of that nature. But yeah, I think from at least what we've seen so far, they're going to have a nice variety of different types of zombies. I love that. The zombie animations are great. I love how they like react, the way that they react, like they almost jump back, like they're startled. I love the way that animation looked. These guys almost look like walkers from The Walking Dead. But what I love about Dying Light, my biggest criticism of The Walking Dead was always the fact of the matter that the movie never, or I should say the show, it never evolved to other types of zombies. Like, why are they all walkers? Why are there no runners? Why are there no zombie dogs, zombie wolves, zombie bears, things of that nature? I just felt like they never really evolved that franchise from a show perspective. And so with this, it looks like you're going to have some very, what I love about Dying Light just as a franchise is they've got a variety, and it looks like what I'm hoping is that is something they are really doubling down on with adding new types of zombies. Maybe even some that they haven't even shown off yet. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping we get some surprises there. All these zombies are sleeping or dead. I wonder if they're going to have any like puzzle animations or anything. Oh, yep, they're awake. I didn't think they were dead. Bro, that animation is so good. Look at his face. Like, dude, that looks like some Dead Island zombie animations. Dead Island 2 took so long to come out, guys. But when Dead Island 2 finally did come out, it was some of the best zombie animations and models that we have ever seen in a video game. Oh, dude, yeah, some of these he just like put his fist through that zombie. Rage mode, right? What mode is this? I'm terrible with names on things like this, guys. But anyways, these zombie animations in Dying Light the Beast look incredible, dude. No way you're going to lay down and go to bed there after you just mollywop some zombies downstairs. I would be so terrified that those dudes are about to wake up. Or they're about to come back to life or something, like I didn't kill them and, just like that, I'm sleeping and I got a zombie on top of me just chewing on me, bruh. But what I love about this gameplay is we're seeing all types of different weather conditions. Now we're seeing, like rain, torrential downpour, the wind. Those, animations look absolutely incredible. The zombie animations look great. I'd love to see even a continued variety of the different types of zombies. And then you've got dudes from different factions or whatever, kind of similar to like The Last of Us or whatever. That looks awesome. Different clans. Oh, yes, bro. Okay, I'm sorry. That would have absolutely... He would be bleeding out at this point. And you just cut him in half like that. I feel like he definitely would have actually cut his head off. That first major strike. And even the weapon variation, I mean, that's going to be interesting as well. Um, Guys, I think it's pretty clear. I've always stated that I love third person games as well as first person. It just kind of, it really just depends. I love when we talk about the gameplay that we're seeing here from Dying Light the Beast. I love that it's a third person zombie horror parkour title. I think it's awesome. I think it'd be interesting in third person, but I love that it's first person. I think that it's within the realm of confidence for Techland, and so I just think it looks great. I mean, just yeah, from the parkour elements of this game of Dying Light, just in general, they're really refining it. You can see that how refined the world looks, feels. Soldiers now. Militia or whatever. And honestly, you know, guys, I'm not like, in terms of the lore of Dying Light, you know, the first game, like I said, played it. I did not beat it. Not that I didn't like it. It was just kind of a different concept, and it didn't really catch on for me. I got to go back and play the very first Dying Light all the way through, and I plan on doing it at some point actually on the channel, on stream. Dying Light 2, though, is where I really started to connect with the characters, the lore, the world that they were starting to build with it. I'm still not super familiar with certain things within the lore and the story of Dying Light, and I hope I continue to learn more of that within Dying Light the Beast. And I think that's, you know, it's reasonable to expect that's going to happen. I think that they're going to share a lot more about the game. Or I should not about the game, about just the story, the lore that they're trying to build here, and what the future of Dying Light, you know, is going to look like. Here we go, sneaking up on him. Oh, bow and arrow, sweet. You take that bow and arrow, Kyle. Let's go. There you go, buddy. Snipe that guy. I wonder if, with the wind blowing, if it will affect your arrows. Wonder how realistic that is. Got this guy across, right across this, this yard here. You would think he would see, but no. I love how he has like this cast with the nails sticking out. That's awesome. And that's what he uses to block. I think that's so cool. It's got like a couple of animations for the takedown when you're in stealth mode. Yo, jump at this guy, bro. Oh, he's gonna go across, take out the other guy. The other sniper. Actually, I don't know if they're snipers. They're just kind of like the watchers. Or they're just kind of on the lookout. Yeah, this guy right here. And then maybe he'll jump down and do a animation. Okay, here we go. Boom! Bro, that looks... I'm excited to use the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow was my favorite weapon to use in The Last of Us. Both of them. I absolutely loved using the bow and arrow. Once again, scanner. Okay, what does the yellow mean? Is that red is just enemies and then yellow is going to be your point of interest? Oh my God. Bro, that looks so good. Jumps in the air with the AR and just kicks him off the ledge. Or maybe the red when he scans and it shows red, maybe it's one type of enemy, and then the yellow's a different, or something of that nature. That'll be interesting. So you can open doors slowly, quickly. Or this is a cinematic, okay. Oh, you got zombies in here now. Oh, brother. Yo, dude, you're gonna come at me with your hammer when I've got a gun? Bringing a baseball bat to a gunfight? Gun animations look good. Like I said, character models overall look really good. I like that dodge, the dodge effect, or the strafe, or whatever. That looks really good. Movement just seems really good. Some of the death animations are a little bit interesting, where it's like you'll shoot him a couple times, nothing really happens, maybe a little blood comes out, but then you shoot him a third time and you see his entire intestines, like it just blows out like his intestines and stuff, or his, whatever. So it's a little bit interesting with that. At least the zombies look great. I mean, the zombie kills, I gotta tell you, that looks absolutely awesome. This guy didn't hear all the gunfire. Just chilling back here, bro. Oh, thank you for the shotgun, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Graphically, it looks great. I think that shotgun looks pretty dope as well. I can't wait to use all the different weapons, man. I mean, this gameplay from Dying Light the Beast, you're seeing a lot of different types of weather, different types of weapons that you're going to be using, the way that you're able to traverse the world. This guy just tried to kill you. Gonna let him live, huh? All right, Kyle. Starting to go a little bit softer. What, bro? So you're going to find a different way in. Follow the pipes into the cubby. Or I should say the crawl space. Seems like there's going to be a little bit of definitely some stealth elements to this game. You're going to want to use stealth in a number of situations. Oh, nice, the kick animation. The way the zombies look, I mean, now he's lost his arm. Look at that. Oh, dude. See his brain, like, yeah, these animations look so good, dude, with the zombies. When you are hitting them, you see pieces of their face coming undone. You see their brains. You have the throwing knife. That looks really cool. Flamethrower. GG's, dude. Oh, that looks so good. Yeah, you can see just how the animations look as they're burning and stuff. Yeah, that looks awesome. Yeah, they crushed that. Animations with the flamethrower look great. I don't know, man. I think Dying Light the Beast, I think they're in many ways, guys, just from all the different like quality of life improvements that it looks like they're taking into account, graphics, story, lore, just from how long the game is, 20 hours to beat the campaign. Hopefully that they give us a lot of new, maybe some DLC as we go. Maybe they'll give us like, different types of content that comes along the way, a real content map of just a lot of additional things that we're going to be able to do within this world. Because it looks great, man. Everything about it, I'm all in, dude. The first game, I didn't know. I was kind of like, well, it's pretty cool. It's definitely different. Reminded me of like how different State of Decay was. And then when Dying Light 2 came out, I was like, okay, they're doubling down on these concepts and stuff. I've bought in. Very similar to State of Decay for me. State of Decay 1, I was like, well, what is this really? Like, this zombie simulation title. And then the second game comes out and it's like, okay, this is what they're trying to do. And I bought into it. It's very niche, very different. Dying Light, the Beast, is leaning heavily into that once again. A different type of zombie horror shooter experience. Oh, nice. The zombies can jump on the car. Love it. Start breaking the glass. Dude. This looks awesome. It looks so good, bro. He can jump with the propane tank and everything. Oh, bro. This looks absolutely killer. I mean, I think it's August 22nd this game comes out. Man. And then like 4 days later, Gears of War Reloaded comes out. So hype, man. There's just so much to be excited about. As a horror fan, this is, the most anticipated game of the future right now because it's coming right around the corner. But yeah, this will definitely be a game to put a lot of time into. Especially as we're waiting for more information about State of Decay 3 and a number of other games, guys, that we're hoping to, see soon. We know like Silent Hill F, we'll be talking about that here shortly. Cronos, The New Dawn, Resident Evil Requiem. Yeah, it's an exciting time for gaming, man. This is going to be really cool. Yes. Yes, dude. And playing this with your friends is going to be such a blast. It's going to be so good. I mean, even playing it by yourself, it'll probably be really good. But I think you play this with, you know, a friend, this is going to be a really, really fun time. Could probably put like hundreds of hours into it, really. Even though it's a 20-hour campaign, you know, hopefully they add things along the journey, you know, along that roadmap that we've been talking about. That way, it just gives you more content, more reasons to come back to the experience over time. Healing himself and everything, that looks good. Picking up rocks. Oh, man. Hidden zombies? Bro. Dude. I love this, dude. I mean, and like I said, the zombie animations, when you're killing these zombies and like just hitting them with different weapons and things of that nature, you can just see the brains coming out. You can see their face getting ripped off. Like, it's intense. I love it, man. It just looks so good. It really does remind me of Dead Island. Dead Island 2, I should say. We waited so long for Dead Island 2. Once we got it, bro, some of the best zombie animations we've ever seen in a video game. This right here, Dying Light the Beast, these are some pretty good zombie animations. I'm not even, like, no bullshit. It looks great. Kyle Crane looks great. I mean, just the world, everything that they're doing here. I mean, like I said, guys, most anticipated upcoming game here, because this game is right around the corner. I believe it's August 22nd. This is going to be a special game. I really do. I think this is going to absolutely quench our thirst when it comes to these horror games and stuff. This is the first one to really look forward to that's coming very soon. It just looks incredible, man. You can tell Techland absolutely crushed this. Dude, GG's. GG's. August 22nd, you can pre-order now. GG's to Techland. Man, dude, they absolutely crushed it. What do you guys think about Dying Light the Beast? Let us know in the comment section down below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down and out of the way, let's get into this. Couple of things. Are they adding kids in State of Decay 3? That's a good idea. Well, that's actually a really good question. I'm not sure, Richard, if they're adding kids in State of Decay 3. I really have no idea. From the trailers, at least what we've seen so far, it's hard to say. But we haven't seen kids. We've seen, you know, there's been a heavy emphasis on community, so there might be. It's hard to say. Jeff Muller, yo, what's up, dude? What's up, Jeff? How you doing? Homies make games better. Yeah, 1,000%. And I agree with you, man. Dying Light the Beast. It looks like the best Dying Light game. Without question, it's not even close. Like, it looks so good. And Dying Light 1, I stopped playing it after a little while. I was like, yeah, it's just a little bit too different. I should have given it more of a chance. But then when Dying Light 2 came out, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to step back in this world. Totally got into Dying Light 2. Loved it. And now I'm super excited about Dying Light the Beast. I plan on going back and playing Dying Light 1 on stream on Horror Theory and then doing the same thing with the second one. But we'll definitely be streaming the third one. But with that down and out of the way, guys, let's get into this. You know, another game that I am incredibly excited about that's supposed to be coming out here in 2025 is Silent Hill F. Silent Hill, guys, has had a really interesting history. Obviously, it's been in this limbo state. There was a potential state of no return after Hideo Kojima was working on, Silent Hills with Norman Reedus. They designed PT, Playable Teaser, which was absolutely unnerving. It was crazy psychological, and I was so excited about it. Then the split happened between Kojima and Konami. He moved on to work on Death Stranding and then Death Stranding 2. Konami now is finally diving back into the Silent Hill universe with Silent Hill F, Silent Hill Townfall, Silent Hill Remake that Bloober Team did. I should say Silent Hill 2 Remake that Bloober Team did. And they're also now going to be working on Silent Hills Remake after they finish Cronos: The New Dawn. But with that being said, Silent Hill F looks absolutely incredible. I think that this game is everything I want to see out of a Silent Hill title. It's got so much, unnerving tension that you can tell is within it. Certain things that look similar to some of the older Silent Hills, some things look different. Doesn't look so much like that dark, gritty Silent Hill that we might be accustomed to, that we might be getting with Silent Hill Townfall. But Silent Hill F is more of your psychological terror. And just like an overall horror experience that's going to be one to remember. Well, that being said, guys, we got some gameplay that was shown behind the scenes, and I'm incredibly excited about it. And I want to break it down and go over it with all of you guys, because we did see little bits and pieces of Silent Hill F and some gameplay of what this game's going to look like as we get closer and closer to the release of this game, designing the world of Silent Hill F. One of the things I was a little bit critical of, guys, when it came to Silent Hill F was, it was all like in Japanese, and it almost was like kind of like Squid Games, right, on Netflix. And I was almost wondering, I wonder if this is going to have like a Squid Games kind of effect where people like don't care that it's, dubbed or that it's in Japanese and stuff. They just, put on subtitles or they, whatever, however they decide to do it. But they just play the game because it's incredible. And a lot of people did the same thing with like Squid Games because it was just an incredible show, even though it was in a different language outside of English, right? I think that's going to be the case here with Silent Hill F, because this game, from a graphic fidelity perspective, looks incredible. How it ties in to the overarching franchise of Silent Hill is going to be the most interesting thing to me. So we look at this gameplay. Now, I don't know all the creatures, but the character models and stuff, dude, they look creepy, bro. Even our main character, our main protagonist, she, you can see like somehow throughout the story, or if it just happens like while you're playing each, like, each death, it resets or something, where she had, you could see part of her shirt was ripped. Right here on her right arm. So you wonder if she's getting injured, if that's what happens. Yeah, you see like how her back is like ripped. Fascinating, dude. I love that. I love that animation. I love that attention to detail. That's huge. And Konami doing that, kudos, big up to them for that. Because here you see, she looks normal. She looks like a schoolgirl, like she just got out of school or something, and now the world has gone to complete and utter hell. And she is walking into an absolute nightmare. But I love because you can see that there's that hint of that Silent Hill, the mist. It's like this red mist you see, but it was always like that gray mist that you saw. Look at this. I love the different like animations from the different characters, the villains, the bosses. It creates this real tension because they look very weird. They look really different. We've seen, and I don't know all the names of them, guys, even from the older Silent Hill titles. It's been a while since I think the last Silent Hill game I played, I was playing the Silent Hill 2 remake, played Silent Hill Homecoming, though. That was the last one I really dove head first into, and that was a number of years ago. But I love this setting. The setting as well is fascinating. Graphically, looks great. I'm wondering if you're going to be able to, what the open world looks like in terms of how much you're going to be able to explore. How many of these buildings you're going to be able to go into. Are they going to try to create more of a linear experience or more of that open world scenario where you're able to traverse the world in a multitude of ways? You're able to, just explore. And there's little things hidden, Easter eggs, secrets, things of that nature that are scattered around. Looking like scarecrows, bro. Oh man, like a shrine. I like that Konami's doing this because it's different than what Hideo Kojima was working on with Silent Hills. You can just tell. There's a huge change in tone. Maybe not even so much tone, but just a change when it comes to the environment. Now, obviously, all we got from Hideo Kojima's Silent Hills title was PT, right? Playable teaser, which was just very psychological. You're going in the same room. Each time you go in that room, it changes, right? Gets creepier and creepier and creepier. And I love the concept of it. I absolutely loved it. I would have loved to see what he would have done with Silent Hills. We are going to see what he does, however, with OD, which is Overdose or Overdose on Fear, which is his game that he's working on with Xbox following Death Stranding 2. Even though Death Stranding 2 is already out now, maybe they're going to start working on that pretty soon. I'm excited about that one because I really want to see him in the full-blown in the horror universe, in the horror ecosystem, because I think OD is going to be something special. I love the attention to detail, though. You can see that there was a ton of detail put into Silent Hill F. I just really hope that it resonates with a lot of people, I hope they knock this thing out of the park so we get multiple Silent Hill titles. Now, one of the things that came out from Dusk Golem, he had mentioned that they have wanted for a while to have an annual Silent Hill title. And I stated, guys, on my previous show that Silent Hill is not Call of Duty. It's not Madden. This is a story and a world that you want to build over time, right? Gnarly, dude. Absolutely gnarly. But you want to build it over time, right? I really believe that. September 25th, 2025, you can pre-order now, guys. Incredible. But what I was trying to say was I really think that you want to take Silent Hill and knock Silent Hill F out of the park, create maybe some downloadable content over time, add some things, and then make sure that you knock this thing out of the park, and then you can move on to the next game, like Silent Hill Townfall, Silent Hills Remake, things of that nature. Do not do a Silent Hill title every year. It makes no sense, and I think that it's setting yourself up for utter disaster. You want to just knock one thing out at a time, because Call of Duty is one of one. We don't see that really ever. I mean, you could say maybe Madden, but Madden's basically a copy and paste every year. They just improve like a couple of plays and stuff, maybe some animations. But Call of Duty, they'll go from boots on the ground to jetpacks, back to boots on the ground, World War II, future, modern, and they do it in ways I've never seen any other video game do it. Don't do that here with Silent Hill. Take your time, crush this thing, make it absolutely incredible, and then move on to the next game. But let me know what you guys think about Silent Hill F and the gameplay footage that we've seen so far. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down and out of the way, let's move on to this. You know, let's go ahead and let's catch up here. Fire Zombie Cat says, honestly, I really don't finish it. Dying Light, I got bored. Silent Hill F really looks good. Yeah, you know, I'm with you with Dying Light. I think Dying Light, I didn't get into it until the second game. I need to go back and finish Dying Light 1. I'm probably going to restart it and actually stream it on Horror Theory, then get it, you know, and Dying Light 2. But Dying Light the Beast, I'm jumping in right when that game comes out. That game looks incredible. I loved the second one. This one looks even better, like in a number of different ways. Quality of life things. I think this looks like the best Dying Light we've ever seen. But that being said, let's move on to this. Guys, we have talked a lot on the channel about State of Decay 3. And one of the things I want to talk about here is specifically gameplay within State of Decay 3. And some things that we can look at that very well could be gameplay out of this title. You know, a lot of people are kind of clamoring for any type of information we could possibly get. And in the trailer that came out back in 2024's Xbox Game Showcase, showed us a snippet of what very well could be, and I believe, is gameplay from State of Decay 3. And if it comes true that this is actually gameplay, I think it could be pretty special. I think it could be great. I really do. I think, obviously, guys, State of Decay is one of my most anticipated games of the future, that being State of Decay 3. Been excited about it since the teaser trailer back in 2020. 4 years later, we finally got State of Decay 3's next trailer at the Xbox Game Showcase in 2024. I just hope it's not another 4 years, right? The character models, graphics look incredible. Now, when we get here to this, what's about to be what I believe to be the gameplay. So right here, I love how we've got, you know, you have the character, our character on the left-hand side. That looks great. I love some of the animations. Once again, I think we're going to see it right here with the sniper rifle. So I think that our character will be on when you're fighting or aiming down sights on the left side of the screen, which is going to be, I mean, like I said, this is the quality of life from State of Decay 2 to this, unbelievable. I absolutely love it. I think it looks absolutely incredible. When I look at it, I'm like, yeah, dude, these are improvements that we want, that I think it's going to be great. So similarities certainly to State of Decay 2, right? But a lot of what looked to be from graphics, quality of life improvements, I hope, like, you know, we just want to make sure that State of Decay 3 is well refined, all the bugs, the glitches, things of that nature are taken care of before launch. The one thing I will say, guys, about this trailer that did bother me was, once again, let me just go back here. I wanna. Oh. So you see it with the pistol. So you definitely got gameplay here. This is gameplay, for sure. Now, probably early gameplay, maybe. I mean, we were thinking we were going to get another trailer this year with like a release date for State of Decay 3 at the Xbox Game Showcase. That did not happen, unfortunately. The only thing I'm concerned about when we talk about this game is it doesn't seem like there's a lot of variety with the zombies. You know, a lot of the zombies that we're seeing were from State of Decay 2 or State of Decay 1. And so I'm just hoping that we get a variety there. And the biggest thing for me with this trailer is from the first trailer, what there was a heavy emphasis on was zombie animals, zombie deer, maybe a zombie wolf. I would love to see zombie bears, you know, things of that nature, but no zombie animals in this trailer. So that makes me a little bit concerned because I just really want this to be different. Not just from graphics, you know, not just from story, but I want it to be different from, you know, obviously different characters, new environments, change of season. I would love to see like new enemies. Sure, existing enemies or returning enemies, that's fine. But I really want to see zombie animals. That would be awesome. Some new zombie breeds, you could say, right? I think that could be really something special as well. If you're expanding upon that catalog, that library of weapons, of characters, of zombies, I really think that there is something here that is going to be very special. They have the makings of something great from what we see from the gameplay, graphics, what could be the story, real emphasis on community. But I want to see more. I want to see like, okay, double down on the zombie animals, you know, show us the change of seasons, which you showed in that first trailer with the snow. Give us those things, you know, I want to see that double down on. But overall, guys, super excited about State of Decay 3. I'm sure many of you are as well. Are you concerned, though, about it? Let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down and out of the way, let's move on to this. Fire Zombie Cat says, I'm getting State of Decay 3. Yeah, no, for sure. That is a day one title for me. I am absolutely, completely excited for State of Decay 3. One of my most anticipated games of the future. And it's not even close. All right, guys. They laid off half their staff, Nicholas says. Yep. They laid off a lot of people. And that's where my concern continues with State of Decay 3, because I look at State of Decay 3 as, you know, 4 years between two trailers. It doesn't sit right. Xbox is spreading their teams too thin. You have, obviously, they laid off a bunch of people, and then you have two other developers helping Undead Labs. You have the Coalition and Obsidian. What are they doing for them? It's hard to say, because Obsidian's working on Grounded 2. They're working on the Outer Worlds 2. The Coalition's working on Gears of War Reloaded, Gears of War E-Day. Maybe the Coalition's helping out with State of Decay 3's Horde mode, and Obsidian's helping out with the story or multiplayer, and Undead Labs is kind of filling in the blanks. But there has been a development hell cycle over at Undead Labs, whether it's creative differences, pushback from the higher-ups at Xbox, or getting ignored from Xbox. Like, Xbox is just focused on Call of Duty, Gears, you know, Halo. It's hard to say, because the fact of the matter is, though, that State of Decay 3 is one game away from being a flagship franchise for Xbox. I believe that 1,000%. Make no mistake about it. I believe it. That State of Decay 3, the first game was kind of a proof of concept. Second game, it built this fan base. And now I think you're one game away. They knocked State of Decay 3 out of the park. I'm telling you right now, it is going to be a flagship IP for Xbox. It doesn't look great, though, when we look at what just happened, where Xbox canceled Perfect Dark. They let a bunch of people go from Sledgehammer Games, helping out with Call of Duty, Raven Software, helping out with Call of Duty. All of those things don't look too great, you know. We didn't, obviously they're letting people go. We don't know how many people are getting let go at all the other studios, but it's a lot of people that got laid off. And the problem is it's an Xbox problem. They're stretching their teams too thin, and they got their hands in too much stuff. They need to focus on they need to take their time and create really good games. But I just think that they really need to focus on, okay, these are the 4 games that are coming out this year, or the 6 games, and we just focus all of our resource and development on those. You can look into the future on future stuff, but the fact that they're releasing teaser trailers for, say, State of Decay 3 back in 2020, or Elder Scrolls back in, what was that, 2018, 2017? I don't even remember. And we still have not seen anything from Elder Scrolls 6. We got Elder Scrolls Oblivion remaster, but it just doesn't make sense to me. So anyways, we're in this development hell cycle with State of Decay 3. They need to get help from a multitude of other studios, which a lot of people might say, well, that's good because the Coalition's awesome and Obsidian's awesome. No, it's not cool, because if you can't handle your own shit in-house and you have other studios coming in to help, that means that you probably have a problem, whether you have a staff issue or creative differences within the studio, or you're having trouble getting things approved from the higher ups at Xbox. So I think that State of Decay, although it's one of my most anticipated games of the future, I am absolutely concerned about it. I was concerned about Perfect Dark. I am concerned about Fable still. There's a number of games I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about State of Decay 3. I am. But I believe, guys, you can clip this, whatever you want to call it, but I believe that State of Decay 3 is one game away from being a flagship IP for Xbox, where we will get continued entries in State of Decay 3 for the future, similar to Halo and Gears of War. I believe it. And I think one day, maybe State of Decay 3 will follow suit with what Gears is doing, going multi-platform and going on to PlayStation. And then you're branching out to a whole nother fan base, which helps grow State of Decay. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm concerned, but at the same time, cautiously optimistic and very excited. Let's get into this next thing. So guys, you all know who watch the show, I'm a massive fan of survival horror games. I love Dead Space, one of the best survival horror games, I believe, of all time. The Callisto Protocol, which was made by the guys who made Dead Space, created the Callisto Protocol. I believe it's a very underrated, underappreciated title. We're always wondering, though, because it sounds like we're not going to be getting another Dead Space because EA is stating that it just doesn't make the money that they need it to. And the Callisto Protocol flopped because you had Dead Space Remake and the Callisto Protocol release basically a month and a half apart from one another. And it was completely ridiculous that these two studios decided to do this. Krafton wanted to release the game, maybe to stay ahead of Dead Space's remake. They didn't listen to Striking Distance Studios with like Glenn Schofield. And so at this point in time, Dead Space is going to be in a limbo state, a potential state of no return. And the Callisto Protocol, which could have been a long-withstanding franchise, or at least a trilogy, we more than likely will never see another Callisto Protocol. So now we're kind of grabbing onto what could be coming out that is similar to these titles. Let's talk about it. A game that I am excited about, that looks great, coming to us from the guys and girls who made the Silent Hill 2 remake. They are now working, Layers of Fears, The Medium, Bloober Team, working on a game called Cronos, The New Dawn. Some gameplay came out, and I want to show you this gameplay that came out from Bloober Team, who I believe are an absolutely outstanding developer. They are crushing it. They are going to be doing the Silent Hill 1 remake. I think the world that they're building here with Cronos is really fascinating because you're going into the past as well as into the future in this game. The only complaint I have about it is your mask. I think your mask looks a little bit strange. If you get my drift, if you ever look at the front cover of the actual mask itself, but nonetheless, the character models look great. The world itself looks incredible. I look at the different models that they have in terms of the different enemies, the alien creatures, creature designs look great. The merge mechanism that they have within Cronos is going to be fascinating. They said that they got a lot of inspiration from like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Dead Space, The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, and you can see it. It's written all over this. The gameplay looks great. It looks creepy. It looks unnerving in different instances. I think it looks great though. The different, variety of enemies, and all the enemies can merge. So you have all these different types of enemies you're going to be going up against, aliens and creature designs, but all of them can merge. And so that makes them all look different as well. And I really feel that Cronos could really quench our thirst, or it could just be the next game, guys, that we're all in on in terms of a survival horror title. I think it looks great. Like I said, they're definitely taking things from Dead Space, some things maybe from the Callisto Protocol. I think, you have this upgrade, buy, sell mechanism within Cronos that I think is interesting. Looks like you're going to have limited resources, so you're going to have to be really careful with how many in terms of like your weapons, your ammo and stuff. You're going to want to be very careful at preserving those things, right? You can upgrade your character, which is going to be interesting. I think one of the things that's fascinating to me is your character is considered a traveler, and you're going up against the creatures in this game that are... The creatures themselves are called orphans, which what I'm interested with that is learning about the lore of this world. That's what I'm really fascinated about, guys. You can just see like the character designs, the different zombies. There's different types of environments, like high winds, sand. Then you have like, obviously we have nighttime, more rural, rustic type of vibes that we're getting from this. I love that there's differences in the different environments. Now you're inside of a building. I wonder how like open this world's going to be, or if it's going to be more of a linear experience similar to the Callisto Protocol and Dead Space. That's going to be something really interesting as well. But this gameplay, dude, I'm excited about Cronos: The New Dawn. One of my biggest questions though, when it comes to Bloober Team, because they're, obviously you can tell the amount of detail that's gone into the merge mechanism and, just creating this world. And obviously they're coming hot off the heels of Silent Hill 2's remake. Are they planning on making this into like a full-blown franchise? Or is this just kind of like a one-off title? They wanted to create this. This was kind of in their head. They wanted to do this. Then they're going to do the Silent Hill remake. Then they create a whole new IP altogether. That's what's going to be really interesting about this, because they're calling it the New Dawn. So my mindset and my thought process is they're like, this is the new Dead Space, the new Resident Evil, the new Callisto Protocol, the new Silent Hill. And they're planning on making this into a full-blown franchise. And you know what? I hope it can become that. Because if it becomes that, that means that they're going to knock this thing out of the park. Bloober Team's awesome, guys. They crush it all the time. Like, all their games that they've created up to this point, they've done a really good job. Now, a lot of their games, though, have not become full-blown franchises. I mean, we've got Layers of Fears, you got The Medium. Obviously, they've been working on the Silent Hill remakes. So you got Silent Hill 2 remake. The Silent Hill remake is probably going to be the next one after this one. But this game's coming out fall of 2025. So I would say this is probably Halloween of this year would probably be a great time to release this game. Because I'm trying to think what other games are really coming out this Halloween. Because next year you might have Gears of War E-Day coming out around the Halloween season. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm very excited about Cronos: The New Dawn, and I think that the gameplay looks great. This is high on my list, guys, of most anticipated games of the future in terms of the horror realm. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And let me know your thoughts about Cronos, the things that you're excited about, the things you have questions about. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about it in that comment section down below. And let's have a real conversation about it. And with that down and out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you for joining me on this episode of Horror Theory. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure that you leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, just keep grinding. And as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.